Hi, welcome to Street Priest Ministries. I'm your host, Brother Jay. We're taking the gospel back to the streets. Today's drive-through message is Holy Discipline Prayer. Daniel, no fear. We're in the age of fear right now, and we got the high priest of fear, the propaganda, fake news media, got people afraid to come out of their house. People running around with freaky masks on, which is totally ridiculous in this heat that we're experiencing in this sun. Also, it's herd mind condition. And if you know anything and study anything in biology, dealing with viruses, bacteria, anything else, you know how small they really are. Talking nanogram science. Invisible to the naked eye. And anybody with a brain in their head will know that a mask will not protect you from a virus. That's placebo syndrome. Science. You just believe it. So it is. It might work for you because you believe it. They did experiments with placebo syndrome, giving people sugar pills and telling them it's aspirin when they had a headache, and the headache went away because they believed it was aspirin. And that's the same principle for placebo syndrome. It's all a mask is. I mean, you have to invest in an N95 respirator if you want some real protection. And that's only 90-some% at that. But the point I'm making, you can see the fright in the eyes. I'm out here, it's like a bad Batman movie. I mean, every day. The terror in the eyes. People afraid to come out the house because of this Chinese biobomb flu bug. This engineered virus, man-made. Now, we're going to study, and I've been doing a series, like I did this series on Hard Heart. That was a whole series. This fall, I'm doing a series on courage. And fear is opposite of courage. Just did David. David had heart. I've never seen so many cowardly Christians in my life. Running around with masks on. It shows what side you're on. Now it's going to come down. I'm talking liberty, Constitution, and all that. You got these medical tyrants, deep state tyrants. It's trying to turn us into Chinese with masks. That's how they live. Into some ugly culture, running around with masks on. If you're too dumb to understand that this is a social experiment and nothing else, a soft tyranny, a soft coup of the Constitution. You too dumb to be a part of street priest. I'll tell you to your face. Especially if you call yourself a Christian. And we're going to find out how God feels about cowards. Well, we've been studying that for a minute. We talked about cowardly Saul, the last message. That's in hell right now, burning. That's where the cowards are going. I proved that in the last message. Cowards with witcher masks. God ain't. You're going to find out. We're going to get into this study. You're going to see a real man of faith. Faith and fear both begin with F, but totally, completely diametrically opposite to one another. And you'll find God with faith, and you'll find Satan with fear. He's the author of fear. I did teaching blood on the doorposts of the house when this biobomb first jumped off. Say, if you got the blood of Christ on your house, you ain't got to fear. I'm out in public shaking hands, mingling every day. I refuse to be terrorized by the high priest of fear, fake news, and their minions. Deep state minions, deep state fake news. high prophets of fear. Everything they say, I do opposite. I don't care what they tell me. Anybody with a brain dead knows summertime and sunlight, ultraviolet light kills viruses anyway. They rage during the late fall, winter. And people still running around like freaks with masks on. I can't stand it. It's like a bad Batman, like an Orwellian nightmare that I wake up to every day. And you can see the fright in their eyes because a spirit comes with that mask. People don't realize this is spiritual warfare. Masked versus the unmasked. People faith versus the people with no faith, unfaith. People cursed versus people paralyzed by fear. That's what this war is about right now. Just raging in the heavens. And it's clearly defined. You got a mask on, you on the side of fear and Satan. Care what you tell me. Now, we're going to get into this message and understand, and I'm going to use Daniel like I've done many times. I talk a lot on Daniel. Look up the teaching, a whole lot on Daniel. I love Daniel. Daniel was a very well-disciplined prayer. That's part of this. Part of being a Christian is a discipleship, where we get the word discipline from. And you heard me say 1 billion times. Christians are the most undisciplined of all the religions. We got counterfeit, fake cult religions that outshine Christianity 100 to 1 as far as discipline is concerned. Especially those raised in the church, the most ignorant of their own faith. Most they ain't never read the Bible from Genesis 1 to 22 to Revelation 22, ain't read it from Genesis 1 to Revelation 22 in their whole life. And you got Muslims that can quote the Quran, their false religion, false God, and false prophet, backwards and forwards. And they're dead wrong. If they don't repent, go into hell. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by him. Religion is for the next life. They'll die for their faith and they're wrong. They'll strap a bomb to themselves and run up in the building and blow everybody up, believing they're going to get 72 virgins and some dates and pomegranates in the next life. We're supposed to be dead men walking as Christians, fearless. We serve the right God, the true God. Discipline. Monks. You got Zen Buddhism and Taoism and all that. Discipline. Catholics. Dead wrong. Following the pedal pope into hell if they don't repent. And he too. He eat Christ's blood just as much as everybody. He's just a man. He ain't a God. But he's declared himself, and that's the Antichrist seat that he sits in. I've taught on that 1 million times. Look up the teaching. Just taught on the Antichrist. Just recently. Age of the Beast. Look it up. But they got discipline, the Catholics. And they believe in following their leadership. Now, if the blind, these leaders are blind, all will fall into the ditch, all go into hellfire. But the point is, they got discipline. Follow them. They're disciplined. Follow ain't like the Christian rebels that challenge authority and those that have rule over their souls and the under shepherds God put in place, the apostles, prophets, banters, pastors, and teachers. They rebel against them that say, thus saith the word of the Lord. We're just under shepherds. The chief shepherd is Christ. But I believe in God declared, God ordained ministry. You follow us as we follow Christ. No such thing as a Autobot sheep working his own way to heaven. You either one camp or the other. You either under shepherd or you a sheep. A part of the congregation, we get the word congregation from, comes from gregarious, from the sheep language. Gathering of sheep. You're a sheep or under shepherd in God's camp. In God's scheme of things. That's how he looks at you. Rebellious sheep. If you refuse to get under shepherd. He ain't called all to be under shepherd. The Bible said man's gift will make room for him. You'll know. It's just God gifted ministries, God ordained. God ordered, not by men, but by God. Jesus said it. Paul said it. Peter said it. All of them said it. We're ordained of God, not of men. I say it. Brother Jay ain't called of men, they're called of God. I follow God's orders. His marching orders. I got to give an account as an under shepherd for Street Breeze Ministry. And the sheep, they follow this ministry. It's a worldwide ministry. There are people watching around the world. I've been contacted around the world for years. Don't have no clue how many, because they shave the numbers. That's how they treat us on social media. It's in the thousands. Could be millions by now, I don't know. Like I said, they shave the numbers. But the point I'm making, I got to give an account. I got to be disciplined soldier on the battlefield. And Daniel was a disciplined soldier. That's why we got holy, disciplined prayer. Now, prayer for me, because I'm like the 5-star Captain Space Cadet. It's called 5-star Space. I got my mind races. 70 different directions going 100 miles an hour. If I was a kid today, I'd be on Ritalin and whatever they're giving kids these days. I'll be diagnosed as a hyperactive disorder, whatever it's called. That would be me. So prayer comes rough for me. It always has. But my weakness has become my strength now. The strength is studying God's word. That's the strength of discipline there. And that's what I'm good at. Thus saith the word of the Lord, studying it and dissecting it. But prayer, that would be near the bottom of the list for me. But even in my own prayer life, I learned how to use my weakness as a strength. My revelation for the messages that you hear come from prayer. I learned how to utilize the time on my knees to receive the message that I ask God, because it's a God-ordained ministry, to deliver to you. So it comes through prayer, believe it or not. God gives me the message and the insight of the message through prayer, since I'm so scattered. And I can come in and out of the prayer with God. It was like a dance we do. His turn, my turn. Yeah, we're going in and out. And that works out great for me, since I'm a space cadet. Anyway. No, I told you a long time ago, I ain't perfect. I ain't one that, don't expect me to have a cape on, the sparks flying out my ass when they call me a superhero faith. I told you, I put my pants leg on years, many times, many messages, one leg at a time, just like you. I'm up and down. Matter of fact, Christianity is a roller coaster ride if you understand it anyway. I done feast with kings and sat in the presence of kings and feast with the homies. This is up and down. It's like a roller coaster. One minute you're in the presence of the powerful, rich, and famous and kings. Next minute you're in the presence of the homies. That's how this works. And That's throughout the Bible, feast and famine. So I got used to it. It's called the life of faith. God's blessing right now, I'm doing okay. But like I said, didn't get up, down, well, I don't serve God, that's discipline. Good times, bad times. He still sits on his throne. He's on the throne of my life. He should be on the throne of yours. He should be front and center. And there is a healthy fear. Fear of the Lord. Jesus said, be not afraid of man who can kill the flesh. That's all he can do. But if you're afraid of him who can kill you, ain't throw you in hell. That's what Christ said. In Luke 12, 4 or 5. So there's a healthy fear. So if you fear God, that displaces all any other earthly fear. That's the whole purpose of fearing the Lord. God told the children of Israel, go kill them giants. Go kill them 9 feet to 15 feet giants. Go kill them. They said, we be as grasshoppers. They chose the route of fear. They said, we can't fight them giants. Listen, God said, I'll fight you then. I'm a bigger G than that little G the giant. And he killed him. And strode 2 1/4 of the fearless, wondrous carcasses in the wilderness. So that's the choice you got. Face God and his wrath. Or go fight Satan and his minions on battlefield Earth, which represents the giant. Best to be a giant ass kicker and have God kicking your ass into hell. That's what I believe. And I done been to hell and have no intention of going back. I feel the flames when I backslide. Which I have several times. Like I said. And a person that's logical, faith comes hard. I'm like Thomas, doubting Thomas. It came hard by me. But God has proven throughout the sciences, archaeology, history, theology, you can go on and on. You see God's thread interwoven. Thus saith the word of the Lord is a fact. And that's what logicians are moved by, fact. And so fact inspires fear. Oh, excuse me. Fact is, well, that's fear of the Lord. You should have that. But fact inspires faith. And you get stronger in your faith, the more facts you're exposed to, the stronger you say, okay, well, God's in control. God's the boss. He's the big G. I got to roll with the big G. I see everything he said in the history that's been proven by archaeology and paleontology, all the ologies, science, is a fact. So I got to assume what he has spoken that haven't become fact is going to become reality, just like everything else he said is reality. It's been proven reality throughout history that man was trying to cover up through Satan. Because he don't want to inspire faith. That's why he covers up history, or lies through history. Most history people know is a lie. They live in a false paradigm. This is Satan's world. He's the father of lies. He don't want to let you. He want to keep you from heaven. That's his main objective. Is to set up obstacles to keep you from heaven. And fear is one of his greatest weapons. If he went in a tool drawer and pulled out one of his favorite tools, it would be fear. Paralyze you, grip you by fear from serving the real and true God, because he know he got you. You're being held with him. The fearful is one of the things God said he was throwing in hell in Revelations, I believe Revelation 20. The fearful. God don't like cowards. Cowards are going to hell. Now you can start out a coward like Gideon. They've been teaching on Gideon. God's coward. And get some faith. And he finally got some faith where he was of use to God. But God sat down and watched him until he got the faith. And that's what God will do for you. He ain't listening to your prayers. You think you're going to listen to a prayer of a coward? Your prayers got to be mingled with faith. We're going to get to them verses to prove what I'm saying. Now, I just God, I get this rant. I feel much better that I got this off my chest. I want faith around me. I'm cleaning house on social media. Fear. Anybody that's regurgitating the enemy, I'm getting rid of. I'm just giving you notice now. You gone. That's a spirit. And it's not a spirit of God. It's the spirit of the enemy. And I'm gonna treat you like the enemy. You want to propagate what the enemy's saying? You want to be a parrot for the enemy? Let me treat you like the enemy. Give you a heads up what's coming. Every so often I got to clean house anyway. Get rid of the bad blood and start over with some new blood. That's how this goes, and keep those. They got it. I've been getting rid of those that even got a mask on my social media. So you gone on my social media stuff. Fear. The fearful should be with the fearful. And the faders with the faders. Birds of the same feather flock together. Birds of the same kind of feather flock together. I mean business. People that know me in my personal life know I say what I mean and mean what I say. Now, that felt good. I really feel good because I feel like I said, I'm in this horrible Batman movie. I expect Batman to drive by any day. And this Batmobile chasing the Joker or the Riddler or one of them guys. One of them. That's what I expect. And this old William, where people walk, everywhere you go, got masks on their face. Businesses, all this is a psyop. A new world order psyop. A new world disorder, actually. New world disorder psyop. That's all this is. Herd conditioning. I bet you Bernays is rolling on his grave, cracking up at what he created. Herd conditioning. Now, that felt good. I should keep going. That even feel better. It's like you got to have some kind of release. I feel like the clowns have hijacked the Earth from planet. Have landed on the spaceship. Clowns landed in a spaceship from planet Clowndike. There's a such planet. And take me to your leader. The clowns have usurped power on Earth. It's originally in the United States. We're under the Constitution. Land of the free, home of the brave. That's what our founding fathers fought. And that's what men and women in the military have died for. We just had a Memorial Day celebrating that. And my family military, they fought in wars to protect our freedom of the Constitution. Not to run around like a mass freak. Not to throw ball the Constitution up and throw it in the trash behind a flu bug. And voluntarily put ourselves in chains. A soft tyranny with a medical mafia. A corrupt medical mafia. With their pandemic to hustle more billions off the sick as they work their Agenda 21, 30, and 50 depopulation that they got written in stone from the Georgia Guidestones and then Arizona. On a pyramid in Arizona. These people ain't playing. They mean business. You better stand up, have some courage, and fight them. Fight them. Push them back. Push the spirit of the Antichrist back. This is the Antichrist spirit. This mask wearing crap. It's the spirit of the Antichrist. Right in your face. It's coming with the mercury vac shots. Loaded with mercury and 7 to 8 other pathogens, including live cultures that can wipe you out of whatever it is, AIDS, cancer, everything else under the sun. Bat viruses, swine viruses, viruses from every known to kill animals, chickens and everything else. Bird flu, all that stuff. Engineered in a lab to take you out. People ain't playing. They've been taking us out by poisoning a slow kill, Operation Slow Kill under Agenda 21, water poison, fluoride, the air is poison, ammonium bromide, spraying the air, the food poison, GMOs, poison engineered genetically into the food. Pacific arsenic. Radiation poisoning 5G. We live in a, that's why you think 2 out of 3 people getting cancer these days. Even the young getting cancer. Everybody getting cancer. They're killing us and the earth. They're poisoning the water, the sea, the land, everything. Poison. And since they control everything, they're poisoning everything. We ain't grew any crops lately? Any of you ever? At least I was blessed growing up to visit my uncle's farms and participate in helping them farm. And during the summer when I was out of school, learned a lot. How to live off the land. My dad kept a garden, a nice sized garden, and grew everything in it. Seasonal. So I got out there and learned how to plant beef and how to hunt and all that stuff. Most people couldn't survive. You throw them out in the jungle or the wilderness, they die. Thank God for my special forces uncles and military family taught me how to live off the land too as well. They couldn't find water, couldn't do anything. Totally dependent on this system. And the system's killing us. And what ain't killing us with the poison is poisoning the minds. Told you take an axe to that television 1,000 times. That fear box. Television. That's all this is. Demonic, Hollywood poisoning, demonic, fake news poisoning of fear from the high prophets of fear, the high priest of fear, coming into your home. Got this nation gripped with fear now. They engineer a false flag and then hype up the fear behind it. Killing you both ways. You better wake up and smell the coffee brewing. I mean, this rant taking up most of my teaching time. So I'm going to have to really speed up the teaching time, but it's needed. This is Sergeant Salt. Should name this message Sergeant Salt, man. Since I done got so much in the boot camp, but I probably won't. It'll be untitled Sergeant Salt, man. Anyway, this rant was neat. I felt my spirit. When I see the terror in people's eyeballs when I step out my house. Daniel, it was fun. I'm basically a hermit, live like a kind of monastery type lifestyle anyway, but I've been out. As soon as they told me to stay in, double or triple what I ordinarily would. Shaking hands, talking to people, and preaching it in the streets. Just like I'm preaching to you what the agenda is. Telling people everywhere I go not to fear. It's hype. Get out your house. Everybody, brain their head, no ultraviolet light, sunlight kills viruses in you. The sun, vitamin D and other essentials that you need for the sun anyway, it aids with your immune system. That's common sense stuff. But people have lost common sense. Listen to that damnable, treasonous, traitorous, heretic, evil news media. The high priests, high prophets of fear has got this nation paralyzed and divided. They also the sword of seeds of division. That's why I don't, anything they're saying I don't want to hear, because it's engineered. They false flags, their events, all designed to engineer fear and division. That's why I don't want to hear anything about any of their false flags. I keep all that stuff out of my ears now. So I already know what time it is. You ignore the devil and his minions. That's how you go and you don't give life to his lies and his propaganda. You go silent. That's how you kill off what he's doing, what the enemy's doing. This is to propagate propaganda and fear. And division, sow seeds of division and hate. That's what he does. That's what the devil does. The people serve the devil. They're all in the synagogue of Satan, all together. And the line is being clearly drawn right now between those that's going to serve God and those going to serve the enemy. Those going to be in the enemy's camp, those going to be in God's camp, and vice versa.